154 is looking a very competitive division at the moment, Liam. I mean, obviously the Charlo twins have come up to prominence. Lara's still around. What's your best route back into the world title picture?
Yeah, I don't know the route back to get there, but the route to a champion, I think, I'd love. I've said it before, and I think the Charlo brothers, stylistically wise, a great matchup for me. Two of them are very, very good fighters. You've seen. I get mixed up with them. I think it was Jamal is the IBF champion. He's had a very, very good win last time out against Julian Williams, another good fighter. So I think that was the best Charlo we've seen. The brother Jamel, WBC champion. I think he's probably the more negative of the two. Probably the better technically of the two, but the negative one. And their fights I'd love. Jack Kulkai's WBA champion, regular champion. That's one I'd love. I chased that fight when he was European champion. I was British champion. That's a fight I'd love. Lara is probably the best of the bunch, but again he's like picking his own fights, and he's just announced another fight for January. Against Jody Foreman. People are moaning at that fight. He seems to be doing his own thing. He doesn't seem to be wanting to get in the mix with the other champions and like the Alvarez's, but any route back to the top I'll take, and I'll try my hardest to go.
If Alvarez does vacate, I guess the WBO would be the natural one that you could contest.
Yeah, I think they would be happy with me contesting that. The WBO, they were very good with me while I was champion. I think I was good with them as I was champion. I was active. The belt was active. I won the title October, defended it December, defended it again in June, and then defended it again in September. So that's a good reign for the champion, as in defence wise the belt was active. The sanction fees were getting paid, so to speak. So I think they were happy with what we'd done while we were champion, and obviously it ended in a massive fight with Canelo Alvarez, which is again only a plus for the WBO, because that night 52,000 people was for the WBO title, so I'm sure they were happy with that.
Liam Williams is obviously a potential domestic opponent. He's just picked up the WBO European Super Welterweight title, but moreover he's ranked 3 by the WBO now, so I guess a fight with him could potentially be an eliminator, couldn't it? Yeah,
it could be, or it could be for the vacant title, but I think Frank's worked his magic to get Liam into number 3, but it is what it is with him. He's picking up all my leftovers at the minute, to be honest with you. I think people are forgetting everything he's going on to do now. I've done. I was British champion. I had 2 defences. People forgetting that his belt's got my name written all over it. If you want to look at it that way, but I say I like Liam. I've got nothing against Liam. I hope he does well in his own things. I hope he keeps winning. But again, I'll say it again. If he keeps winning until he comes up against me, and that's a fight I'd welcome tomorrow. It's a fight I'd welcome, in March. It's a fight I welcome in June. I've always said it was never. We should have fought beforehand, and it was not for me why we didn't.
When I mentioned his ranking, you had a wry smile. Would you?
Yeah,
do you think he's justified at number 3? I guess not. Where you on it?
No, it's one of them. I just don't see how. I was champion, had 2 defences, lost to Canelo Alvarez, and then, I dropped down so far as I have. But rankings are rankings. Rankings are for people to look at. Again, if the fight with me and Williams gets made, then it gets made. No one's bothered about who's ranked higher. We're all bothered about who wins on the night, and believe me when I tell you, I'll beat Liam Williams.
He's clearly a fighter that you'd fancy sharing the ring with. I mean, how do you rate him? I mean,
Yeah, he's a good fighter. He's a good lad. I like him, and I like his coach Gary Lockett. The nice people. There's no malice there. There's no bad mouth. There's no disrespect there. I'm not disrespecting him when I say I'm going to beat him. I'm just massively confident in myself in that fight with Liam Williams. And again, I seen him say I was a bit disrespectful last time. I don't see how. What does he want me to say? I'll have a good fight with him, and he might beat me. No, I'll beat Liam Williams, and I'm 100% confident I'll beat Liam Williams. But from the outside point of view, he's a nice lad. I've always got on with him. I've always had respect for him, and again with his coach. But that fight's going to happen this year, and there's no 2 ways about it. They're talking about he's ready for the world title, so that means he's ready to fight me now. Last time I was talking me and him fighting, they both said they weren't ready. But Liam Williams probably was, because he's a fighter, he'll take it. But Gary Lockett is the clever man of the 2, and at the time Gary Lockett said they weren't ready. I'm sure Gary Lockett will think he's ready now, so I'm sure that fight's going to get made this year. We're both with Frank. We're both in the WBO top 10. So I'm sure that fight's going to happen.